Okay, good evening, everyone. Before the presentations, I would like to introduce a little about my team. We have four member, class monitor, Miss Nhung, Miss Hong, Mr. Lam, and me, Hank. Although our goals are different, we have the same interest in learning English. So today, we are getting together and doing a tiny project related to typhoon. This is typhoon in Vietnam over the past decade. Okay, so move on to the next page. Okay, so according to some statistic, Vietnam is one of the countries suffer from many typhoon every year, just after a few countries like the Philippines, China, or Japan. On average, every year Vietnam suffer from about 5 to 10 typhoon, and in which 3 to 5 make landfall directly in our countries, causing a significant damage on life or and property. So firstly, what is the thing called typhoon? Typhoon is a natural weather system phenomenon characterized by severe atmospheric conditions. It typically involves strong wind, heavy rains, thunder, lightning, and so on. Typhoon can vary in intensity and size, ranging from small to large, like a thunderstorm, and powerful system like hurricanes or super typhoon. And there are a different type of typhoon, including thunder typhoon, tropical typhoon, blizzards, and tornadoes. Okay, so have you ever questions why does Vietnam have so many typhoon every year? Typhoon play a crucial role on our Earth weather system, but they can also will cause significant damage to our life and our property. After some many research, I will give you some four main reasons to explain why Vietnam suffers so many typhoon every year. Firstly, about the geographical locations. Vietnam is situated in the tropics and is bordered by the 8th Sea, so making it highly susceptible to tropical cyclone and typhoon. Secondly, about the climate patterns, Vietnam is affected by the monsoon season, which bring heavy rains, strong wind, as well as phenomena like El Nino and La Nina. Thirdly, about the seasonal activity, the typhoon season in Vietnam typically runs from June to November, with the peak occurring between August to October. Therefore, this time is very ideal for a typhoon to come. Firstly, about climate change, increasingly global temperature and changing weather system pattern have led to more frequent and severe typhoon. Okay, so I think we have already understood about the reason why the Vietnam have so many typhoon per years. So, do you think which part of Vietnam are affected by typhoon most? Below are the statistics compiled by NOAA showing the number of typhoon making landfall directly in our countries in reason in descending order. Looking at the graph, you can see that Thanh Hóa and Da Nang have the big number of typhoon. The central Vietnam always the place that typhoon always pass through. Okay, so to learn more about the typhoon, let's move on to the next part of Miss Nhung.
Hi, my name is Yung. Today, I will talk about the cause of the typhoon. Strong typhoons in Vietnam are caused by both natural and human factors. Vietnam is Southeast Asian near the Pacific Ocean, making it more likely experience typhoons, especially from June to November. Typhoons from over warm ocean waters and Vietnam's location along the South China Sea makes it a common target. One natural cause is warm sea temperature that have fewer typhoons. As the water heats up, it evaporates, creating clouds and releasing energy that powers the storm. Many typhoons that hit Vietnam start as quick storms and become stronger as they gather energy from the ocean. Climate change has made typhoons more frequent and intense. Global warming caused the sea to get hotter, leading to stronger storms with heavier rainfall. Rising sea levels also increase the risk of flooding during typhoons. Climate patterns like El Nino and La Nina also influence typhoons. Fewer typhoons hit Vietnam during El Nino, but during La Nina, typhoons are usually more frequent and stronger. Human activities like cutting down forests and building cities have made Vietnam more vulnerable. Deforestation, especially near the coast, remove natural protection against heavy rains and floods. Urbanization has spread cities into areas prone to floods, and poor planning leave many homes at risk. Mangrove forests, which protect against some surge, have been reduced, leaving coastal area more exposed. High population in coastal region also puts more people and property in danger. In conclusion, both natural factors like geography and climate change and human action like deforestation and urbanization have made typhoons in Vietnam stronger, more frequent, and more destructive. Thanks for listening.
Okay, how have typhoons affected Vietnam over the past decade? These storms have had significant impacts on the economy, society, and the environment, affecting millions of lives. Today, I will take you through these impacts and show how the country has responded to these challenges. Vietnam is located in high-risk region for tropical storms, facing around 6 typhoons annually. As the map shows, central and northern regions are the most vulnerable, frequently suffering from flooding and landslides. Climate change has intensified these storms, making them more unpredictable and destructive. As you can see from the charts, typhoons cause enormous economic damage in Vietnam, especially to infrastructure like roads, bridges, and power lines, which are expensive to rebuild. Agriculture also takes a hit, with crops like rice destroyed, leading to food shortages and income loss. For example, Typhoon Dambi 2017 cost $1.03 billion USD in damages, and Typhoon Yagi 2024 cost $1.6 billion USD, highlighting the growing economic burden of these storms. Beyond economic losses, the social impacts of typhoons is devastating. Many lives are lost, and thousands are displaced when homes are destroyed. Public health crises often follow due to poor sanitation, leading to outbreaks of disease like cholera. For example, the 2020 Central Vietnam floods caused over 200 deaths, while Typhoon Molavi 2020 displaced thousands of families. Typhoons leave behind lasting environmental damage. Flooding destroys ecosystem and farmland, while landslides triggered by heavy rain bury villages and forests. Coastal regions also suffer from erosion due to storm surges. For example, Typhoon Yagi 2024 triggered massive landslides, and Typhoon Haiyan 2013 caused extensive flooding, severely impacting agricultural land. Let's take a closer look at 2 of the most destructive storms. Typhoon Dambi 2017 caused 106 deaths, damaged over 300,000 homes, and led to $1.03 billion USD in damages, particularly in rice fields and fisheries. Typhoon Yagi 2024 was even deadlier, causing 329 deaths and $1.6 billion USD in damages, with widespread flooding and landslide burying entire villages and worsening coastal erosion. These storms demonstrate the severe human, economic, and environmental toll of typhoons on Vietnam. In conclusion, typhoons have caused significant economic, social, and environmental damage in Vietnam. Recovery efforts focus on rebuilding homes, restoring agricultural land, and strengthening coastal defenses to prevent future damage. While these efforts are ongoing, long-term planning is essential to improve resilience. My groupmates will now discuss key measures to improve disaster preparedness and ensure Vietnam is better prepared for future typhoons.
Next, my part. So, based on the recent typhoons in Vietnam, we would like to propose solutions for future typhoons. As we know, most of negative impacts of humans on nature during the formations and developments of the Earth have caused global warming, which is the main cause of climate change, causing typhoons, even super typhoons. So now, above all, we need to have some preventive solutions that help stopping or slowing down global warming. Firstly, we need to have to save energy by turning off unnecessary lights and electrical equipment. We can also use renewable energy sources like solar power, wind power to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and dependence on fossil fuels. In addition to reduce the amount of CO2 emissions, we should also use public transport like the subway or cycling or walking instead of using cars and motorbikes. In Vietnam, knowing the demand for technology-based transportations has been increasing with the missions of sustainable development with the environment. Vingroup has launched the VinFast electric vehicle product line. Or public transportations is electric buses or the Saints SM, the technology motorbike taxi system. All products are 100% consumed by electricity, friendly to people and the environment. Moreover, limiting meat consumption, especially red meat, can also significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions from livestock farming, or reducing waste by recycling or limiting the use of plastic. Some ways to reduce toxic emissions from city landfills. Another solution is planting more trees because trees absorb CO2, one of the main greenhouse gases. By taking part in reforestation projects or fundraising projects to plant more trees locally, we contribute to reduce the amount of CO2 in the atmospheres. Last but not least, it is joining in propaganda movements to raise awareness about climate change and motivate people to take actions. In the era of technology, educating yourself and the others about the impact of climate change and sharing information on mass media like national televisions, Facebook, or Instagram, Twitter is an important step to raise awareness and spread beneficial actions for the environment. In this task, the power of communications plays an important role. So not only preventive solutions, but also we need to have some countermeasures facing the typhoons. Typhoons have the progress of formations and development In the era of modern technology, humans can predict this progress to take timely actions to cope with the typhoons. We can reduce the consequences caused by typhoons. During the time the typhoon is approaching, the media will continuously report and update the situations to warn people. So we need to pay attention to the information to proactively protect ourselves and our families from the upcoming typhoon. Besides, don't ignore the situations. People should consider to reinforcing their houses and the drainage system to withstand the typhoon, taking measures to protect plants or livestock and poultry, storing essential supply for a long time. But the government should prepare backup plans for the worst case, such as arranging shelters for residents, or they should also plan to cut down the tall trees on the street. We could be fallen by the typhoon. We could be dangerous to people. Faced with these situations, each member of our team wants to call for environmental protection to prevent future typhoons.
Okay, so my call to action is save the world, save our life.
Join hands for a green environment, protect our future.
Simple actions today shape a stronger, sustainable world tomorrow.
And one small actions multiplied by million people can transform the world. Above is our group presentations on typhoons in Vietnam over the past decades. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.